Alright, is this, okay, yeah, this should work. Okay, we have everything ready with things. Okay, that's good. Let me get into pose. Okay. Right, and now we can start. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. I put out a YouTube post a while back basically saying, hey, do you want a Q&A video? And they were like, yeah, the people demanded a Q&A video. They were singing from the rooftops. They were desperate. I am only one to give the people what they want. So, yeah. I'm going to do a Q&A video now. I managed to wrangle together a whole 11 questions. So, let's get started on the list. Alright, so, first question came from You Random Stranger, and it reads, what inspired you to start a YouTube channel? Now, this is a fun question. This is an interesting question. Obviously, everyone who leaves comments or whatever has a YouTube channel, because everyone, it's just a name for an account. But obviously, that's not the point. I actually had like an old channel before I transitioned that had a bunch of random shit posts on it. I continued putting shit posts on this channel when I made it. But, ultimately it was just, I wasn't doing much with the channel until about March-ish. I decided to start streaming because I was bored and I really needed something to do while quarantine was going, because I was like slowly going fucking insane. I didn't really have any homework. I was just, there was nothing going on. So, I needed some kind of regular thing. It didn't really go anywhere, but it was nice. I'll probably start streaming again someday, but right now I don't really have the time. The articles are their own thing. I have a long and checkered history with potentially trying to write stuff on YouTube, A long time ago, I had a lot of Twitter threads that I wrote. Like, I would write long Twitter threads because I just, couldn't stop talking about stuff or whatever. No one ever read them. And I realized, the format of Twitter threads is just kind of antithetical a little bit to being read. I mean, it's just, people don't really care. So, yeah, I decided I wanted to write some stuff. But, the interesting thing... See, I always hated writing as a kid, but I actually turned out to really like writing. Once I started writing, in a formal way about stuff that I cared about. I was originally doing this whole, wrote this long-ass script, this really deep, interesting analysis about Mouth Sounds, the album by Neil Cicerega. I was going to do a whole series. I still might do that at some point, but, I mean, since I wrote that, I've kind of just realized a bunch of stuff that I didn't think of at the time, and the whole thing's basically just moot at this point. The biological sex article that blew up, got really popular, was something I decided to write later, pretty much out of spite. I'd already started a Medium account because I kind of wanted to, eventually put stuff there, I wanted to write stuff that actually, had an impact, that people actually read and, all the way through and meant something to them. It wasn't just kind of like a Twitter thread. The article about biological sex I started writing because I literally just saw someone doing the thing I said I was annoyed at in that video, and I got annoyed, so I wrote it because I was annoyed. I mean, it was basically just out of spite. But once I started writing that, which took months to actually write, because I kept revisiting it a couple days in 1 week, and then a month later I would revisit it again. It was kind of scary trying to write something that big and being worried that it wasn't going to be good enough. The furries video also I wrote around that time. That was just kind of a reprieve. I was thinking about doing weekly articles or something, but that never really panned out. But yeah, I guess as to why I have a YouTube channel, it's just... I just wanted to make stuff, I guess. I wanted people to listen to the thoughts that I had about things. And I was annoyed that was basically it. I need to stop sitting cross-legged because this is fucking killing me. So you're gonna have to put up with this. I know it's awful, right? Our second question is from Bran P, a person who is definitely not my friend Raven. Whatever, it just reads, "Hello, Lexi, longtime fan, first-time questioner. What does the name Extravisage come from?" That one's kind of an interesting story. So if you don't know, most places my brand name, I guess, is Extravisage. It's like kind of just a pseudonym that I use. The name Lextra just comes from me connecting that to my name. It's very old, and basically I started using it in a Terraria forum like years and years and years ago, maybe 2015 or something. It was a long time ago. I had other pseudonyms before that, but they're all just kind of cringy. I mean, it was also kind of cringy. I think it was some kind of weird, like, thing about me seeing more than other people or something. I don't know. It's just... It was just kind of a thing at the time. It didn't ever really mean anything. So, yeah. I just kind of randomly picked that as my username on a forum, and it stuck. So that's what we have now. I ended up kind of identifying with that more than my dead name for a while, until eventually I realized I was trans, and that's its own whole story. So next question. Question from Cassie, which reads, "What is your favorite nonfiction book?" And that's a fun question, because I don't really read a lot. I'm not that good at it. I have ADHD, and that makes it hard to read stuff, because I kind of read stuff and then realize I didn't interpret any of what I was reading, and then I have to read a page again and again, and I never actually process anything that happened. Usually I listen to audiobooks more. I don't know. Nonfiction book is an interesting thing. Like, I guess I could talk about theory. I haven't really, like, physically read any theory, but I have listened to audiobooks for some. Like, there was the Bread book. That one's pretty good, I guess. There was a book I read back in freshman year called Persepolis, and that was a good book. I like that one. That one was fun. It was enjoyable. Taught, being an American, it taught me a lot that I did not know back in 2016. So that was cool. Oh, I also had this one book. Back in 2015, I think, I took this, like, summer math course thing, and it was on number theory, specifically prime number theory, and a bunch of complicated math bullshit that doesn't mean anything. Look, the point was that a lot of it was about the Riemann hypothesis, and there was this whole book called Prime Obsession that's, like, all about the Riemann hypothesis, and I did really enjoy it when I was reading it. I never actually got through it. I kind of fell off of it, and it would be way too hard to get back to it now. But fun fact about that book is that I later found out that it was written by someone who was apparently like a huge Nazi. Like, name was John Derbyshire. Like, apparently he's a huge Nazi, and I only ever knew him for his, like, fun little Riemann hypothesis book about the zeta function and the prime number theory. And then, like, I looked him up on Wikipedia one time, and it was just like, yeah, he's a huge white supremacist. So that's my story with nonfiction. Next question from Minihood31770. What is your favorite color of food? What? I ever since I was a kid, I would always say my favorite color is blue. So I guess blue food. There's not that many blue foods, and blueberries aren't that good. Are we ranking on taste or, like, aesthetics? I like pizza. Okay, right. Well, next question. We're just gonna skip past that one. Speaking of pizza, Red Swan Music asks, pineapple on pizza? ? I I like that. Pineapple on pizza is pretty good. I've had Hawaiian pizza a few times. I like it. It's pineapple ham. It makes a nice like contrast. It's its own neat little thing, you know. It's not what I'm in the mood for all the time. It's just good food, you know. So next question. Taylor Petchin. Am I saying that right? Taylor Petchin? Yeah, this question was interesting. So this was the one question that just wrote like an entire paragraph. And I'll just read it verbatim. What are your thoughts on Legend of Korra? It gets a lot of hate because the writers seem to not understand ideology and they try to hype up bad people like Suyin Beifeng when she is literally not a good person, but people don't hate it for that reason. I'm just curious why. And then they posted a reply that continued saying, I just saw this post and this was on my mind at the time. Apologies if it's irrelevant. So, sure, let's talk about Korra for a second. You know, I actually wanted to do a video about Korra at one point, like a couple months ago. I thought about it, but I just kind of decided I didn't really have enough drive to write something good about it, you know? There's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about with Korra. If you ever want to like understand Obama era liberalism, you can like, that is the perfect show to watch to like understand what liberals thought in 2012, you know, because I mean that's what it is, right? It's like all of the villains are just kind of like pastiches of various political ideologies, and a lot of them are just not very good at it. Like, because the writers just don't understand some political ideologies. Like, the villain in the first season is this evil, like, guy who's on posters, and he wants everyone to be equal, so he's going to take away everyone's bending so that everyone's going to be equal, because, like, and it's clearly supposed to be a pastiche of, like, communists, right? Of the Soviet Union or whatever. But, like, it's weird because, like, I mean, this metaphor, it, like, positions wealth as, like, a superpower that you just sort of inherently have. And then if you took that, like, anyone who wants to take that away just wants to, like, throw it into a pit somewhere, I guess. Like, like, it's not like he wants to, like, redistribute the bending or something. He just wants to get rid of all of it because he thinks it's evil. And also, like, the whole concept of non-benders being oppressed in this world is literally right, and the show, like, goes to great pains to demonstrate that. So it's kind of weird. It's just kind of a weird show. Villain in the third season is literally just anarchists. I mean, they are anarchists, but it's like, they're what 2012 Obama liberals thought anarchists are. Like, they kind of just want to destroy the state for no reason, and chaos will reign. And it's just like, okay, sure. And then, like, they're directly responsible for like, evil fascist leader coming into power, and it's just like, ugh. And, like, the main characters in the show are all basically just a bunch of, like, very privileged people. Like, it's like the Avatar, who is, like, the most special person in the world, and there's, like, professional sports, like very successful professional athletes, the CEO of a massive company, which is, of course, depicted as, like, the guy who created the company just, like, fucking created all of the stuff it makes, like, just from his bare hands. Like, he just built all of it. Oh, and also one of the characters starts being a cop in the second season. It's just very, like, it's got 2012 written all over it. It's just a mess. It has some fun things, but it does this annoying thing of being like, oh, these people all had good ideas, but they took them too far. Except the, like, too far part of where they take their ideas are never, like, in any way a direct result of what their ideas were. It's a mess. Okay, that's what I would say. It's just kind of a mess, but, like, I liked it. It's got good character interactions and everything. It's just, it really tries to talk about politics, and it's just not that good at it. There's some videos out there by a guy that I don't remember the channel of that you can watch if you want more on that. I don't agree with everything in the videos, but there's, like, a lot of stuff I do, so I don't know. Oh god, I was getting really tired of laying down like that. Okay, so second to last question comes from MacJames4444. Just says, "What's up with Scientology?" And see, this is a very thoughtful sort of brain teaser here. Oh, I know. It's the sky, right? It's the sky is up, right? Did I get it? Did I get it? So right. I don't know what to do with that. I don't, I'm not really the Scientology expert here. Let's just, last question, okay? Last question. Time for last question. Last question. So, we are all born mad. That is the name of the person. Says, what are your plans for the future here on YouTube? And things are kind of unstable for me right now. I just got a part-time job because I really just need the money, and searching for engineering work hasn't worked out. It's been a whole thing. The whole future is really unstable right now. I'm still living at someone else's house. I don't really know how much longer I'm going to be living here. Like, when I might move, when I might find a job somewhere else that, like, pays an actual salary or something, or if I will, maybe I end up doing this so long that it ends up making enough money for me to live off. I literally do not know. My life is very chaotic right now. And, you factor into that the election and the Supreme Court and the coronavirus and so I'll probably make more videos. I had some other ideas for videos. Like, a long time ago, I was working on this idea for a script that was like analyzing the Electoral College and how, like, weird and fucked up of an institution it is, and how it doesn't do what it's supposed to do even. But that just, I don't even know if that feels worth it. That was back in February. I was thinking of doing that, and like I mean, at this point, like, it'll be nice to have before the election, I guess. But like, what it's I don't even know if it's gonna fucking matter. Might write more stuff about trans people. Maybe. I could talk about, like, politics more directly. Talk about capitalism. I don't know. Like, I have a few ideas on my Medium that I've just kind of, like, had as drafts for a while. I might end up talking about some of it. I might not. We're just kind of gonna have to see. I'm in a really weird space right now. Like, I can't really dedicate all of my time to this, all my time to YouTube and online stuff in general. I can't, at least not anymore, because I'm really just running low on money. But I am getting paid for this, like, at least a little bit. I'm getting paid for it, and that's something I appreciate. But it's like, now there's that issue. Like, what am I gonna do for that? What am I gonna do to kind of work with that, right? Like, I'm gonna make more videos. Streams aren't really going right now, so I'll be more focused on that. I don't know. Make something about elections and fucking electoral politics or something soon, maybe. It's kind of hard to say, if I'm honest with you. In many ways, like, the Scientology will just have to sit and see what happens. That's the comparison I'm making. So stay tuned, and I'm done with there's no more questions on the list. I'm done with like it's the end of the thing. There's no more. There's not. It's done. It's done. Go home.